Hi, Sarah with NextGEN Medium. Super humid, hot day here in Maine. We're having some sort of heat wave. It's gonna go into tomorrow and be miserable. But I had the foresight to purchase an AC unit, and I think she's doing pretty good. My quality of life has increased quite a bit. But there's one person I see on Reddit who could have a better quality of life. So let's dive into this. What I think is interesting about this post is that this person has bipolar disorder. I feel like I've come across a lot of people with bipolar disorder personally in my life, but also through development stuff. Psychic, intuitive, mediumship, soul abilities development stuff. So let's dive into this because I think this can help a lot of people. And there's stuff in here, advice that's personal from my own life, my own relationships, and what I've learned. But I think there's more kind of soul ability development stuff in here as well for anybody going through this kind of stuff. Okay, so let's dive into it. We are in the subreddit of spirituality, posted by Cherith Graves. It is the topic, the headline is Starting My Journey, How Do I Let Go of Insecurity? I don't know how you don't start a soul journey without insecurity. So, great headline because I think that's where everybody starts. Question, here we go. Hello everyone, longtime lurker here. I, female 20, have to admit I'm quite nervous to post, yet I'm in desperate need of advice, tips, and guidance. I started to get into spirituality 2 years ago. I've been diagnosed with bipolar disorder, and since then everything went downhill. I have not many friends or family members, and the ones I do have in my life are extremely toxic. I do have a fear of letting them go, and for some reason, I just can't respect myself enough. I don't want to be alone. I have an extreme insecurity when it comes to the amount of people I have in my life. I was thought to think that way as a kid, and this reflects on my quality of living. I hold back from a lot of things, and I want to change it. I put all the blame on myself for not being good enough, or being a terrible person in general. How do I change this mindset with the help of my spirituality? I know therapy is supposed to help, but what else can I do? Now I've been doing meditation and it helps me realize a lot of stuff. Are there any other things I can try? I would love to know. I just want to find my inner peace and confidence. I hope you have a great day. OP. All right, lady friend. You're not alone in feeling like this is a desperation post. These subreddits on Reddit, spirituality, psychic development, all this stuff, it's not unusual to come across a desperation post. Because people, when they finally have had enough, that's when they start reaching out. And if that's anonymously on a subreddit, then that's the most comfortable way to do it. So know that you're not alone in that, and I can understand why you would do that. I can understand that, especially seeing as though your history seems like you're not the kind of person to want to reach out. You've been diagnosed with bipolar. Since then, everything went downhill. Started spirituality a couple years ago. Not a lot of friends. And the ones I do have in my life are extremely toxic. I do have a fear of letting them go. See, you're already noticing things that are the problem. You don't want to be alone. I don't think it's necessarily respecting there's a lot of negative self-talk in your post. Nobody wants to be alone. What's the interesting thing that I do find in this post is that you say I don't have a lot of friends or family. And I would have to say that I don't either. But I feel my quality of life is great. I have a small family, and I don't have a lot of friends, but there's something in me that's more focused on perpetuating working on my cause, working on my purpose, which I have discovered through my spirituality, but more specifically with listening to my intuition and seeing my psychic and mediumship abilities in my intuition, my higher self, seeing this stuff happen in real life, like in front of your eyes. I think if you're in a place where you've put yourself, because that's comfortable for you, however, you know there's a better life that you could be living. The first thing you need to do is allow yourself to imagine what that life is. What does that look like? And then once you have that in your perspective, it becomes less of a fantasy and more of what real life could really be. I do want to touch upon the bipolar thing. So I, in my own life, have family members with this diagnosis, and it's been a tragedy to watch family members deal with this. That's why so there was a time, being a family member of someone with bipolar, there was a time when I was angry at that person because they were choosing to be a jerk and do terrible things, and it made me feel terrible. Like I wasn't worth the love. And so I can imagine being in that position as someone with bipolar and feeling the effects of how it keeps people away from you, certain people, and attracts certain people. I can imagine that it feels very chaotic. It almost feels like you can't get your feet under you, like you don't feel like you have a stability, and you feel like the things that you've done in the past, because of bipolar, you feel like you are responsible for all of the things that have happened with relationships. And there may be a lot of guilt and shame in there. For me, my personal story, actually, the way I felt about this person changed when I realized that in this person's particular instance, that they were unable to reason. And I think just thinking of it in that perspective switched my way of thinking about what was going on. It wasn't that in the heart of hearts this person really felt this way and acted this way because they didn't think I was worthy of their love, attention, affection, whatever. It was that this person is just unable because of their diagnosis, things going on with the reason for the diagnosis. So I think there's a certain surrendering that you need to do. You need to do some forgiveness. What's happened in the past, like, it's gone. And you're left with these feelings of, I'm a terrible person. And you can change that in this instant. And something tells me if you are able to recognize these terrible things and you feel the way that you do, which is shame or guilt. Or I'm not saying that you should stay in those emotions, but I'm saying those emotions are telling you that you recognize and you know what is good, right? You know how you want to feel isn't those things. So you need to start feeling the things that you want to feel. I think with that, there's an inspiration that in a perpetuation that can happen if you start just doing things that make you feel good. And I think meditation is a great way to get there. Meditation has helped me immensely. There was a time when I was having really high anxiety, and in the past it was go to the doctor, get a prescription. But there was another time when I tried meditation, white light meditation to be specific, and it helps my anxiety decrease day after day. And I just can't believe the power of meditation, the medicine of meditation. It is right there, and it's free. You don't need a doctor to prescribe. You are the doctor. You choose that. But I think meditation is a great thing. Man, there's a lot in this post. How do you change the mindset? First of all, know that your bipolar disorder kind of hijacks your higher self, like hijacks you. Your higher self is always there, though. And your higher self's the one that says, that was a terrible thing to do. But I think for you, I would consider getting in touch with that intuition. I think once you start recognizing how your intuition talks to you, you start gaining security in yourself. And there's even ways that playing with energy and asking for things, asking for signs, brings comfort and doesn't involve a person, but involves feeling like there's something there to support you. I think it also helps you build a trust with yourself. So I would suggest doing some intuitive work, which could quite simply be having a more mindful, appreciative outlook. So this moment right now, feeling some gratitude that someone is going to do a 15-minute video in your post, and that someone is identifying with parts of your story and trying to give you what I can to help you. Do I expect gratitude? No, I don't. That's you. You own that. But as part of me being aligned with my higher self and being true to my cause, it's helping people, but also making people aware that you too are psychic. You have psychic abilities. You have mediumship abilities. You have these abilities, and I think there's a lot missing when it comes to understanding these mental disabilities, things to do with mind. I think, personally, there's missing, there's something missing very much to do with the self. The self. At one point you knew who you were, but you had to break free of yourself in order to be molded to go through institutions, to be raised by your parents, to fit within the group of friends that you have, because that's what's expected of us in our society. But I think our ultimate goal is to really find out who we are, because we were broken free from it in order to survive this physical world. So There's a lot here. Start listening to yourself and start doing things that make you feel good. You got to get that ball rolling on the energy and the intention of doing yourself better. Allow yourself in your meditations to fantasize what real life should be for you, what that looks like. And with that is putting that intention out into the world. If you don't think about it, then why shouldn't it happen? So there it is. Oh my gosh, 15 minutes long. Cherith Graves. That's a heavy post. It's heavy. And thank you for putting that out there, because there's a lot of people going through what you're going through. And I'm glad I could talk about it in a couple of different ways from my own personal experience, both knowing, I know a lot of people with bipolar, friends and family, but also that spiritual side to it. And I think there's something there for people that feel out of control. I'm not going to say that. That's more theoretical, I guess, when it comes to mental disorders, mental illness, or however we're talking about that, however we say those phrases. But you're not alone, and I think getting in touch with your intuition might help you seek the security you're looking for in yourself and the trust. Okay, it's going on 17 minutes now. All right, good luck to you, Cherith. And if you have any questions, and if you're not Cherith and you have any questions, feel free to message me, leave some comments, like the video, subscribe, and I'm going to be doing more of these videos soon. So please hit the notification stuff so as soon as I put one up, you can check it out. All right, have a great rest of your day. Stay cool.